What a go on, peeps, welcome back to our channel RJ's TV, and I'm back with another video. As you all see in the title below, that it's not really a happy moment. You won't be seeing me all bubbly and thing. I tried my best to stay away from a video like this, but for some reason I was not fighting to stay away hard enough. Now, today, April 19, marks the day that I lost my mom. Today is 16 years since she took her last breath. Many might say, oh, it's 16 years ago, or yeah, you're old enough now, why are you still worried about the death of your mom, or why haven't you gotten over it? Life goes on. You need to live your life. She lived hers, right? My mom died at a very tender age. My mom died at age 43, right? And I am basically not too far from that age, right? Not too far, very, very close to that age, all right? And this is a woman I loved dearly. Even when things were so hard. Even when things were so hard on her, I was the one who tried to keep the family together, right? Growing up, I did not have a childhood. When I say I did not have a childhood, I mean I did not know what it's like to be a child. I was basically force ripe, as what Jamaican terms call it, a force ripe. And for persons who don't really understand that term, it says it. When you have a fruit, you don't give it enough time for it to mature, right? You might pick that fruit before it's reached its maturity age, and you try to groom it how you want it, right? To be ready to eat before the time, right? So I did not have a childhood. I don't know what it feels like to do childhood stuff. So as young as age 6, I was forced to be an adult, right? For my mother, I know that she loved her family, because I lived in a nuclear family, so I had both parents present in the home. Myself, my brother, my brother, who is unfortunately mentally challenged because of my dad, right? I haven't said my dad, haven't used that word in a sentence relating to me in years, but just for this purpose I will say my dad, right? So I had to be the one to get things together, right? Mommy really, really, really loved her family. She tried her best to not let us go to bed hungry, right? Although they always say that is the man is the head of the home, and he's the one that is supposed to be ensuring that the family is good. But my mother was a warrior, right? She's what a fighter looks like. And she tried everything you can think of to ensure that we were okay. We were fed, clothed, and had a shelter over our heads. Even when she was unhappy, she still push out and fight the fight, right? Mommy was a good woman. She was very kind, reserved somewhat. She didn't keep a lot of friends. In fact, up to this day, I can only remember one person that she actually said out of her mouth that this is my friend. She didn't get the permission from her husband to keep friends, actually. He always said that the only friend his wife should have was himself, right? Although I was yearning for that friendship from her, I know there is no other love than a mother's love, you know. But who feels it knows it, right? Guys, just forgive me if you see me looking down and not looking in the camera. But it's because I'm trying to fight the inner feeling so that I won't cry. But she left home to work when we were very young. So the job that my dad had back then was, he was always working with the government. He worked as a correctional officer, right? He worked as a security guard at one point, I think in the earlier years. But for most of his years, he was in the JCF. So when mom worked and he's away, I had to stay home with my brother, right? As I said, my brother is somewhat of a special needs. He didn't call it on himself. For persons who watched previous videos and saw me highlight my brother, he's in a home, he's in a nursing home, being cared for because there's no one else to care for him from. Mom died 16 years ago. He needs special care. God knows if I could keep him, I would have. But I tried on numerous occasions and it was just too much for me. Too much. But anyway, I think I'm straying from the point. But yes, but mommy was somebody who you couldn't go to her and tell her anything about her husband. She run you. And it is known that I have a discerning spirit. Very strong one too. I sense things, right? From early. I work off person's energy. So if I'm in a room with you, I can know from the get-go of meeting you for the first time what kind of person you are. If I feel a negative energy while in the room with you, I will leave, or I might ask you to leave, especially if I feel my space. Right? But that was the kind of person I was. So as young as I was as a child growing up, I used to talk to mommy and I used to say, Mommy, I don't think you need to be in this relationship with this man anymore. I think you need to leave. If you want to live until you're old and gray, I think you should leave him. But of course, my always get cussed out, says, done your father already and whatever.